What happened between EFCC operatives and some Air Force personnel in Kaduna is not the first time we're seeing security operatives in Nigeria antagonizing each other. And after each event, these operatives, especially the EFCC, will always rush to the media to tell their own part of the story, which in most cases is not the true picture of what happened. Like the saying goes, there are two sides to a story. EFCC have said their own, that the Air Force personnel invaded their office, tried to bulldoze their way into the place, and many other things they said. Going by experience, most government officials don't always tell the truth. They always tell the story the way it will be in their favor, because they are simply motivated by other things, selfish interest, even money. Most of them actually pay monies. They bribe officials to be employed in these agencies. And when you pay money to be employed, money will be your ultimate goal. Yes, you have to recover your investment. And when selfish interest becomes the main motivation, you won't see work ethics. You will see people abusing their powers. Now to the main story. A few days ago, 6 Nigerian Air Force men went to an eatery in Kaduna to buy ice cream. When they were finished serving, one of them brought out a debit card to pay for the purchase. After many tries, the teller told them that there's a network issue, so they left. A few hours later, the Air Force guy received a debit alert showing that money was withdrawn from his account. He quickly jumped and called the online bank, and he was told that they will investigate the matter and that it will take some time. As if the first withdrawal from his account wasn't enough, he received yet another debit alert. This forced him to call the bank again, and he was promised that they will get back to him in a few days' time, precisely 2 days. Startled that he seems helpless, that he can't stop money from being withdrawn from his account, deceased friends started investigating to find out who was withdrawing money from the account. And the eatery they went the other day quickly came up, and they drove straight down to the eatery, and luckily, the teller was on duty. They brought him outside so as not to disturb other diners, and within a few minutes of interrogation, he quickly confessed that he took a photo of his card and sent it to someone who used it to withdraw money online. Following his revelation, the situation quickly deteriorated, and before anyone could say what was happening, the EFCC guys arrived. Now, let's take a pause. Who invited the EFCC? Let's even assume that it is the proprietor or the manager of the eatery. But following the ethics of the profession, the EFCC should never arrest someone without investigation. Even if someone makes a formal complaint or submits a petition to them against someone, they should first of all conduct an investigation before making any arrest. That's the ethics of policing. They can't arrest someone based on word of mouth. They must conduct an investigation. So it was totally wrong for the EFCC to arrive at the eatery, and they ended up arresting the victims of the crime. At that stage of the event, it is only the police that could have responded there to quell the crisis based on the fact that some people are trying to harm a worker in an eatery or civil disobedience or anything related to that. The EFCC simply had no reason to show up there to arrest someone based on hearsay or the fact that someone called them, hey, come and help us, some people are trying to harm our worker. It's just like someone calling the police because he knows them, and they will proceed to arrest someone based on what he told them. This is completely wrong. Forget the fact that it happens in Nigeria, but it is not the way policing should be done. Before police moves to arrest someone, they must investigate the accusations laid on the person. When they are convinced, they will now move in to arrest him. Even if they want to question the person, they should go to his home or his office, wherever they can find him. Even inviting someone to come over to the police station, are they aware of the person's financial situation? In these hard times, even moving around is a problem for many people. Transportation costs are at their highest levels. Journeys that used to cost 200 naira are now 500, 800 and above. So inviting people, you expect them to spend their money to help you conduct an investigation. The normal thing to do is to meet up the person wherever he is. If they can't get the person, now they can drop a note, drop a message and invite the person over to their station for questioning. This is how it should be done in a normal society, not a lawless one. Now, back to the story. Before the EFCC operatives arrived at the eatery, the manager of the eatery had already confessed to the Air Force men that the worker had done it in the past, that many times he photographed people's debit cards which they eventually used to withdraw money from their accounts. The manager of the eatery begged the military men to resolve the matter amicably. But when the EFCC officials arrived, they quickly demanded for their ID because they were in mufti. They didn't know they were military men. When one of them showed them his ID, they wanted to seize it, but he resisted. And before anyone could know what was happening, the whole place descended in shovings, hittings, to the extent that one of them was seriously hurt. The Air Force men decided to go and report the incident at the EFCC office because they felt that the operatives involved weren't professional, that they should be punished for it by the bureau themselves. Now, when they arrived at the EFCC office in Kaduna, things quickly changed for the worse. The EFCC guys accused them of invading and attacking them at their office. That was how, after a few fracas that happened at the office, they arrested all of them and detained them. The mere fact that the EFCC operatives were able to subdue them and detain them in their office proves that they couldn't have planned an attack in the first place because they knew beforehand that the EFCC operatives at the office must outnumber the 6 of them. Anyway, following their arrest, their commandant sent a representative to their office requesting for their release, but they refused to release them. Following the EFCC operatives' refusal to release the military men, their commandant decided to visit them to formally request for their release, but they still refused to release them. At this stage, the military men were now feeling disrespected because all major security agencies are supposed to be cooperating among themselves, and this is despite the fact that they know that their men didn't do anything, that they were actually the victims of the crime. So they decided to go back to the EFCC office. This time, they came prepared with many vehicles. They blocked off everywhere. The situation was about to descend to complete chaos until the EFCC guys yielded and released the men. The EFCC have never in the past few years convicted a politician who stole public money. Yes, there are 1 or 2 cases of people that went to prison, but it pales in comparison to all the young men they arrest at will, terming everyone Yahoo boy because someone is trying to make a living, someone that has dreadlocks or has a laptop or an iPhone is termed a Yahoo person. They just go to universities like the one that happened in OAU recently, arrested anyone in sight and just termed every one of them Yahoo people. If not for the outcry from people, they wouldn't have released many they released. So they should focus on their main objectives. They should go after politicians. Not that the Yahoo crimes are any lesser, but the truth remains that they should go for the major prize. If you have 2 people that stole money, one stole billions of dollars and one stole a few thousands, who will you go after first? So all this mass arrest of people is not legal. They end up not prosecuting many of them, but that bail money will still be paid. Yes, people are not released for free. So they should stop all this lawlessness in the society. It's very unfortunate that judges that are supposed to make sure these people are held accountable, they are part of the whole lawlessness. We don't even know which law they are interpreting these days. During the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, the appeal court ruled that all issues relating to Tinubu's nomination, whether it was invalid nomination or anything, whether it is Shetima's double nomination, that they were all pre-election matters. Compare that to what the same appeal court said in their recent judgment that sacked the governor of Kano State. They did not only uphold the judgment of the Governorship Election Tribunal in Kano State, they went a step further and disqualified the governor, saying that he wasn't a member of NNPP. So this time around, they deemed it fit that a supposed pre-election matter suddenly became a post-election matter. What double standards? Apart from the disqualification, the court is also punishing the electorate in Kano for the negligence of INEC. If they refuse to hold INEC to account, who will hold INEC to account? Is it the same executive branch that they belong to? The fact that they didn't sign the result sheets is not the business of the electorate, even ballot papers. The fact that there is no stamp on the ballot papers is not the fault of the electorate. After all, the same INEC used the same papers to conduct the election. The people have voted. The courts should respect the people's mandate, not impose another person that they know the people didn't vote for. Thanks for watching.